Hi guys, thanks for joining me and welcome to my channel. My name is Ange. In today's video I'm going to share with you one of my favourite YouTube channels, and it's a YouTube channel that if ever I'm in doubt of whether to buy a beauty item, this channel definitely helps me decide whether to make the purchase or not. Now before I get into the tempting channel that I love to watch really on a daily basis, I just thank you for taking the time to watch my channel. This is a friendly space for the mature woman where I share beauty and lifestyle tips and reviews. I believe that we can still be fabulous over 50. So if that sounds like you, please consider subscribing to my channel by clicking on the subscribe button down below. Please don't forget to give the video a thumbs up if you enjoy the video, and I would really appreciate it if you would subscribe and come back and see more videos. Hi guys, I just want to apologise for the shocking lighting in this video. I did a batch lot of videos, this particular one, so there's probably going to be 2 or 3 videos that are coming up that are just as bad. I am trying out different ways of filming, and obviously natural light is definitely the way to go, but I'm in another room at the moment and I'm using different lights and it just didn't work for this video, so my apologies, and hopefully with a bit of trial and error I'll get it right. Now the beauty channel that I watch very regularly, there's not many beauty channels that I would say I watch every video that comes out, or I watch at least one video per day from a particular channel. This is the exception to the rule for me, and that wonderful channel I love watching is Mel Thompson. She used to be Puffin's wife and renamed her channel to Mel Thompson, and she is just fabulous. I love her. I just love everything about her channel. She's beautiful inside and out. I think she's got a very kind heart. There is never ever any drama with her. She does the most superb tutorials. Her reviews are second to none. She thoroughly reviews products. She reviews nearly everything that comes across or interests me in the way of beauty items. So she's definitely my go-to for beauty reviews. She's also helped me tip those scales and make the plunge into purchases that I was unsure about. Now when I was writing down my list of products that Mel made me buy, I was starting to get quite a few products, so I have kept my selection to the last 12 months. Otherwise we could be here all day. Now I will leave links down below to Mel's fabulous channel. She really is just, I don't know how to describe it, but I think if you are wanting to watch a genuine influencer on YouTube in the beauty arena, this beautiful lady is the one to watch. She is just, I think, very special. Now she's not a mature YouTuber, but all her tips, reviews, everything are still applicable. I certainly value her reviews, her opinion, and they certainly help me make my decision on my beauty buys. So I will leave the link down to her channel down below, and I think it would be a great idea if you check out her channel if you haven't already. Now, not going in any particular order of products, I will dig into them. Now I'm going to start with one skincare item, and I bought this purely on Mel's recommendation, and that is the Tatcha Pure One Step Camellia Cleansing Oil. Mel really loves the Tatcha line, and I must admit I've tried a couple of things out that I really did enjoy. This is something that I've fallen in love with and will repurchase. I love this for removing my makeup, and I probably wouldn't have looked at it had it not been for Mel. Now, I have also tried the Tatcha water cream, as she enjoys all of the Tatcha skincare, and I have really enjoyed that as well. I love it in the summer for my oily combination skin, as it's very light but very hydrating. So I will buy that again in the future, but I won't be without the cleansing oil from Tatcha. Another Tatcha product, and I will dig into the box here, and she's actually tempted me recently with a very recent video on another product in this line that's come out. Now, that is the Tatcha Silk Canvas Primer. I am nearly out of this, so I may buy the other product that she has just reviewed that she really enjoyed as well, and that is the Silk Canvas Primer in the liquid form. So rather than buying another bottle of the Silk Canvas in this form, I think I'll try the liquid primer from the Tatcha Silk range, as she says that it is really good, and so far she hasn't set me foul, so I think I'll give that a go. So the Tatcha Silk Canvas Primer is a primer I really enjoy. It's one of the two that I really love. So that was another great find through Mel. The rest of it is all makeup, because I tell you what, she is the makeup queen. She is incredible with her eyeshadow tutorial. She has the most gorgeous eyes, and she can make anything look good, quite frankly. Foundation wise, this really hurt my pocket. Really hurt my pocket, but she cannot say enough good things about this. I gave it a go and I have fallen in love. This will be a hard repurchase. I don't know if I will do it again because it is very expensive, but it just makes my skin look amazing. So this is a going out foundation for me, and that is the La Prairie Skin Caviar Concealer Foundation. And this, I don't use the concealer very often, just occasionally on my pigmentation, but my pigmentation is very hard to cover up. But I love the foundation. I don't know what it is, but it just makes my skin look so much prettier than it really is, and I really love it. But seriously, it's a car payment to purchase that. It's very expensive, but I love it. Just to get rid of a whole pile, Mel was the person who first tempted me with Pat McGrath. It took me a very long time to get any of the Mothership palettes. I dipped my toes. She raved about the formulation so much that I dipped my toes into these little palettes here, and I sort of got hooked from there. And these are the wee 6-pan palettes with a mixture of mattes and metallics, and that one was the Mothership Sublime Bronze Temptation, and then I got the Mothership Subliminal Platinum Bronze. I love this for a cool tone palette. I do gravitate more to my neutrals and warms, but when I'm wanting a cool tone look, this palette is amazeballs, and I really enjoy that. So I dipped my toes in with these first because they are very expensive. They're $65 US, so you can imagine that that's nearly double that in New Zealand. Really expensive. And it took me a wee while to get into the Motherships. Now, she's been buying them since they first launched. The first one that I bit the bullet for was the Mothership 5, and this is the Bronze Seduction, and the colours in here are just scrummy, just gorgeous, and really love these. Now these are different to the 6-pan palettes that I have, where they have 4 of your special blitz shades in them. So that was the Mothership number 5, and then I just kept getting tempted, and I got the Mothership 6, and they just keep getting better in my mind for colours that I like. And so this is the Mothership 6. Love this palette. I love that there's some neutral shades in there so I can wear it for an everyday look, but I really love this periwinkle colour here. It's not a colour I wear all the time, but I really enjoy that colour. Love wearing it. I think it really looks great on brown eyes, and yeah, glad I have it. But I really do not want to fall in love with any more because they are way too expensive, and I'm hoping that the 3 big palettes that I have are going to be enough for me. Now my favourite out of all of them is the Mothership 7, the Divine Rose. Out of all of the Mothership palettes, this is by far my favourite, and it's a very neutral palette compared to a lot of her others, but they are me. They're colours that I could wear any day of the week, and this is my ultimate, and I'm hoping that that's where it stops for me for the Pat McGrath palettes, because I've got to stop spending that much money on eyeshadow palettes, and as you can see, they've not been used a heck of a lot, and I need to get my money's worth. So I'm hoping that that's the end of my Pat McGrath fetish, shall we say. Okay, another brand that I only really got into because of Mel, because she raved and raved and raved about the quality of these shadows, and they're very pricey. These palettes are $80 US, so once again around about 160, 180 New Zealand dollars. I think I paid 160, and they are the Vizia 12-pan palettes. Now I have the Warm Matte palette, the Neutral Matte palette, and recently, and I'm really annoyed, I dropped this and I've broken one, and this is the Neutral Matte number 2 palette. I love this one, but these are just superb. They're all mattes, and I really like that because I have enough palettes that have some shimmers in if I want to add a pop of shimmer. But for matte palettes, I love these as well. And yeah, the expensive palettes, never mind. Okay, going back to another, oh, I missed a Pat McGrath one. I got suckered into it, you know, I just get that. Yeah, last year I was really in that FOMO sort of mentality. I'm really trying to curb that this year, but this was one of the Blitz Astral palettes that came out from Pat McGrath, and I got the Iconic Illumination, which was more of the neutral shades. But this is not a palette I can wear on its own. It's something I would wear, and really good for mixing and matching with the Vizia palettes, and using these special blitz shades to just make a pop for a matte palette of some sort. So yeah, Pat McGrath, I have to stop. I really have to stop. I need to have an intervention. Okay, another pricey brand, and I do have, actually she's talked me she has helped me make the, I'm not going to say she's talked me into anything, because really no one talks you into anything. She's helped me make the decision to take the plunge in purchasing quite a few Natasha Nonna palettes. Now, I've got the Lila palette. Now that was more totally my decision, because when I saw that in person, it was phenomenal. I love that palette. The Bieber palette I definitely purchased on her video review. Don't have that here, but the Bieber palette I definitely purchased after watching Mel's video. The thing about them being available here in New Zealand, we always get them quite a wee bit after the US, so I get plenty of time to watch lots of reviews before I actually take the plunge and purchase a lot of products. And the other palette that I probably wouldn't have purchased without her video, because these colours are a little bit more brighter than what I would normally go for, and this is the Sunrise palette. And it's not really a palette I would have gone for under my own steam without a little bit of coercion, and because the colours are just a little bit more brighter than the neutrals I tend to gravitate to, but I'm really thrilled with this. I love these Natasha Nonna palettes in this size. I think the price of them is a lot more appealing because of the more affordable price than the $129 ones that I had bought in the past. Another Natasha Nonna palette. Now everything that I have shown you so far have been absolute hits with me. I have loved every single one of those past products. Another product that I have purchased because she just raved about this was the Natasha Nonna Tan Bronze and Glow palette, and this has one cream product and shimmers. It's got a bronze and highlighters. I must admit, even though this is pretty, I don't know why I don't reach for this as much as I probably should, but it's probably the least used of all of my products that have been Mel inspired. Maybe I need to put it on top of my dresser so that maybe I reach for it just a little bit more, because the highlighter in this is quite pretty. I just don't tend to reach for it. One of the more recent purchases that I got, definitely because of Mel. I had this item on my beauty wish list for years, absolute years. But because it was a permanent item and other new limited edition usually things come along, or just new stuff came along, it always got bumped down the list and I purchased other things. And then Mel did a video fairly recently on a re-release of this product, and she really felt that the re-release was nothing compared to the original. Now that is the Tom Ford Coco Mirage eyeshadow quad. Now one reason that this kept going down in my wish list is this is a pricey palette, and in New Zealand it's $160, and it's a quad, so it's 4 eyeshadows for $160. It's a lot of money. But she raved and raved about the quality of these shadows. You cannot, I believe, get this any longer in the US. We're in little old New Zealand, way down under. I found it. This is the original palette, and I found it in one of our department stores. I purchased it. I'm so grateful to Mel that she did that video, or I might have missed out on this forever and never used it and not appreciated how beautiful it is. I definitely would put this in my top 10 palettes definitely would, because it's such a beautiful palette that I can wear anytime for any occasion. So thanks, Mel. Another pricey palette. They're all pricey palettes. Was a Chanel palette. Now, we never got this in New Zealand. We did not get this in New Zealand. Sometimes when a luxury brand does limited edition releases, we don't get them here. They're sold out before we even get the option of them arriving here in New Zealand. Now, this Chanel eyeshadow palette is from the Natural Eyeshadow Collection, Les Indispensables, and I just loved. Now, I wasn't really into cool tone shadows until I started watching how beautiful the eye looks are that Mel creates, but this once again is a neutral eyeshadow palette. I love the mixture of the warms, cools in here, and love the quality of this. Love this palette. I had to track it down to Nordstrom and pay the extra phenomenal shipping and get it shipped here to New Zealand, but I have it. You couldn't get it in New Zealand, and I'm thrilled. Another palette we didn't get into New Zealand. Now, I love the packaging on this. Love the packaging. And this is the Estee Lauder Bronze Goddess. It is the Desert Heat, and I think it was last season's one. There's a new one out at the moment with a green colour in it, but this was the previous seasons, I believe. But I love the warm tone. Hello, gorgeous. But I love the warm tones in this palette. I love the packaging. Absolutely adore it. Excuse the lights. It's the first time I'm filming. Well, it's a new setup for me to be trying to film in the evening when no one's at home, so I do have lights at the moment trying to do some filming. I hope it's going to work. I'll be gutted if I go to edit my videos and it's a disaster, but I'm just trying to be a little bit more flexible with my filming time, so that's why there's a bit of reflection with the lights. But I love the packaging of this eyeshadow palette. Two more eyeshadow palettes, and this palette I was not going to get. I love this brand. It's probably one of the brands in my makeup collection that I have the most of, and that is Charlotte Tilbury. Hello, gorgeous. I have a few of the quads from Charlotte Tilbury, and I wasn't going to get this particular one because I thought it would be too girly, Barbie, too light for my colouring, and that was Pillow Talk. Mel just raved and raved and raved and raved about this palette that I decided I would get it. We don't have anybody in New Zealand that stocks Charlotte Tilbury, so it's not a brand that we can go in store and see what the shades are like. Same as Natasha Nonna. I have to wait till I travel overseas and I can find it in a store somewhere, and I sort of do all my homework when I get to go somewhere. I'll take my notebook, I'll take my phone, and I might take photos, but or just make notes really in my notebook. I'm one of those crazy people, and I write notes when I'm out about what I like, and because I can't buy it all when I'm away. It usually costs me enough to go on holiday, let alone buying stuff when I'm away. So I make lots of notes, and it's usually brands like this, Natasha Nonna, Pat McGrath, brands that we can't get here in New Zealand that I like to see in the flesh, and I'll make notes about whether I want to purchase it at a later date. And getting to eyeball these things in person really does make a difference to the product, I think, because it's really hard at times, especially when they're more muted and neutral like this, to make a decision as to whether you will like them as much as you do or not. So on Mel's recommendation, I bought this. Absolutely love it and am so pleased I have it. I have been so tempted because she really loves the 12 pen limited edition Pillow Talk palette, but I think it's just a little bit rosy and pink for me, and I'll stick to the quad. Last eyeshadow palette that Mel has tempted me into, and I'm thrilled with this. Once again, couldn't get it in New Zealand. I actually tracked it down on Cult Beauty in the UK, and that is the Kevin Aqua Nude Pop palette. Now this was my real first cool toned palette, and I love this palette as well. It's so soft, the quality's amazing. I just love the shades in here. I love the mattes in here, and I probably use the mattes more than the shimmers, but it's just a beautiful, beautiful palette. Wouldn't have looked twice at this if I was just looking online. It was definitely her review that made me search it out and made me get it, because they're just not colours I would normally gravitate to. So that's why she's so tempting. It's her reviews. It really is her reviews. Okay, now these items here, I could probably say she helps me choose Wayne Goss brushes. I had purchased some Wayne Goss brushes before I had ever seen Mel sort of rave about them. I had some in my collection, but when it comes to finding the right brush from Wayne Goss, Mel is my go-to. She has just explains the different brushes and their uses really well. So when you're wanting to pinpoint a specific brush, that's where I would go to her when I'm trying to find a Wayne Goss brush. But another brand that she really did introduce me to, and I bit the bullet, was Sonia G. Now I do have one other eye brush. I do have the Pencil Pro brush. I've forgotten about that. But I love these brushes. Now these are really expensive. I mean, you have to you do have to double the US dollar to get to the New Zealand equivalent, and you know they're pricey in the US dollar, let alone converting it to New Zealand dollars. So I would love to get the Sonia G Sky sets. Absolutely would love to get them, but I can't afford them. And I think I definitely will get more Sonia G brushes, but I'll probably buy them singularly, one at a time, because I just think they are amazing, amazing brushes. So loving these. Right, only 2 more items to go. Now I apply lash extensions. I have the most stubby, short, straight, coarse, horrible lashes that will not curl. They're about 3 millimeters long. They're super, super short, really stubby. And I have used eyelash serums before, and I have been able to grow my lashes. Unfortunately, they still grow poker straight, and I still can't curl the jolly things. And one of the serums that Mel swears by, and if you do watch her videos, you know she has got the most beautiful, gorgeous eyelashes. And I mean, who wouldn't want to have eyelashes like that? So when she kept saying that she uses New Lash, when I was in Hawaii, because we can't get it here, I did grab some when I was in at Nordstrom. Now this is a great lash serum, but as I said, even though it does grow my lashes, I've got very stubborn lashes and they don't curl and look fantastic and beautiful like hers. They do grow, they do thicken up, but they still grow poker straight. And I don't know how to curl my lashes and get them to stay. I've tried everything, the heated curlers, the putting the mascara on first and then doing them. They'll curl for about 30 seconds and then they just flop straight back down. So I give up and then put my eyelash extensions on. Oh, I found 2 little palettes in here. Now, I was talking about Natasha Nonna palettes earlier and how she has talked me into a few of those, and the little minis are no exception. I have the mini nude palette, absolutely love. This is like a warm neutrals little palette, and the mini glam palette, which is what I'm wearing on my eyes at the moment, and I have a tutorial for this and I'll leave it up in the cards of this palette if you would like to see this look. But definitely Mel inspired and they're awesome. And last but not least, I would definitely not have purchased this without Mel's recommendation. When I use an eyeshadow primer, I have just typically been using a concealer and then a little bit of loose powder on top to set. I stopped using my MAC paint pot because as I am over 50 and I am more mature, the paint pot really dried my eyelids out and made my eyes look really crepey as the day went on and just made them look really old. So I stopped using that and went to using concealer and powder. And then Mel has mentioned recently that her favourite eyeshadow primer has become the Anastasia eye primer, and it's a little bottle, you don't use very much, and she totally recommends this, especially if you're using Pat McGrath and Natasha Nonna shadows, especially with the metallic shades. So I have purchased that, I'm really enjoying it, and would not have purchased it without Mel's recommendation. Now that's a lot of stuff that I've purchased. But when you watch someone that you really value their opinion, I absolutely value her integrity. She tells it how it is. If a product's crap, she says so. If she loves a product, she says so. And I just love her transparency, her openness, her honesty. There is no reason to, there's just no BS. And I love channels like that. I'm not interested in channels that have another agenda. She's just a beauty lover and she just likes letting people like you and me know what's what she loves, and I thoroughly appreciate that, and that is why I will continue to tune in to Mel Thompson on a daily basis to check out what video she's uploaded next. As I said, I will leave links to her video down in the description box. If you enjoyed that, guys, please give this video a thumbs up. Please pop over to her channel. She probably doesn't need a little channel like me recommending her channel, but she really is one of my favorite YouTubers, and I aspire to be as she's a beautiful person. I don't know her personally, but she comes across as such a beautiful person, and I think that's wonderful. Please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, guys. I truly appreciate it. Thank you so much for your time. Thanks for tuning in, and I hope you've all had a beautiful and a wonderful day, and I look forward to seeing you next time. See you later, guys. Bye.